I like to think my red has coincided with this review on purpose, but it hasn't, it was just a happy coincidence, so yay! Hello everyone and welcome to One Shot Counts, the channel where I review films and you guys like it or love it. At the moment you seem to love it, but I don't know why, because it's just me standing in front of a camera talking about films. Today I will be reviewing the film Deadpool 2, the film directed by David Leitch, and yes, for your information quickly, this is non-spoiler, and I did not like the first one, so yeah, that's the level at which we're at today. Deadpool 2 is the sequel to the 2016 film Deadpool, which everybody loved. It was the highest grossing R-rated film of all time, excluding Jesus, so religion kicking butt once again. And it is directed by David Leitch, not Tim Miller, who directed the first one. Actually, coming out of this film, I wish I knew what the Tim Miller sequel would have looked like, but he left over creative differences for this one, and he didn't particularly like making the first one. He kind of fell out with some people in the studio, so he's buggered off to make something else. I don't know, but I think I remember it being crap. So the quick plotline of this story is there's a kid and there is Cable, and Cable has to kill the kid, and Deadpool wants to stop him from killing the kid, and that's basically all I can tell you without revealing anything else. But this is a film about family. It says it right in the beginning. You know how in the first one he said that this is a love story? Well, in the first bit of this movie he says that this is a family film, and it keeps to its solid core purpose of being a family film. You know, in that jokey way that Deadpool was like a romance film, when it was about a guy getting a girl from a bad guy who made him into a weirdo. Like, it kept to the premise of being a romantic story. And this film kept to its purpose of trying to be a family film. It had family aspects and it kept to the final goal of making a family film. But not a family film in the sense that, gather the kids, let's watch this. No, there is a literal penis in this, so do not take your 12-year-old. The cast is great. Ryan Reynolds is born to play Deadpool. He just exuberates him. He just knows how to harness the character of Wade Wilson in Deadpool and just kills it every time. He was the only thing I loved about the first film, and he brought it back into the second. He did a fantastic job of being Deadpool. At no point did I think, huh, I hate that character now. They ruined him in this second one. In fact, I just loved him even more. You have no idea. You will walk away from this film loving Deadpool more than when you walked in. The rest of the cast, including Josh Brolin, who is having a great month of being Thanos and now Cable, and next he's gonna be in Sicario too, which I'm majorly looking forward to. Then you got the guy from Hunt for the Wilder People, who plays the kid in the film, and I'm so glad he got to be in a big blockbuster film, because I hope his name gets out there and he plays way more comical characters, because that kid has got talent. He's fantastic in that, and I think he didn't quite bring all of it to this, but I genuinely think if that kid given the right role and the right spotlight, he really could go on to do amazing things. And then you've got, you know, Colossus, and you've got Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Negasonic Teenage Warhead became my favourite character in any Marvel film ever in this film, and you will know why. You will find out why when you watch this film. You might be wondering why I hate the first one. I hated the first one because it just wasn't great. It was an origin story, and I've seen enough of those in Marvel films and superhero movies anyway, so I was kind of done with it by the time Deadpool came around. So I liked the Deadpool bits of comedy, I didn't like the Wade Wilson bits of origin. So I was kind of hoping that this film was gonna rectify that situation. You get an equal amount of Deadpool and Wade Wilson still. It's still a story about two characters in the same guy, and they kind of are. And just a quick heads up, this story is emotional. Like, genuinely, you will need to know stuff about the first film to go into this second film and actually understand what's going on. So I'm just saying, watch the first one if you want to watch this second one. The humour in this film is very crude. Like, some of the jokes land and they're actually quite funny, and I quite enjoyed some of the jokes, but then some of them I thought, you know what, that's not particularly, you know, that's not funny. Not even probably when they filmed it, but hey, it was in the script and they said it, so there you go. And I believe some of that was ad-lib. Now, I didn't think this film was the sequel I wanted, and I just want to say there are many reasons for this, and I'm just going to briefly say some of them now. There's some characters in this film that are there, but they don't get used. Like, sadly, there are some characters in this film that you would love to see for, you know, to have their development, to show off themselves, but they didn't get enough time in the spotlight for you to really enjoy them. So that kind of annoyed me. It really did. I'm hoping maybe a future film could rectify this situation, but I'm just saying, maybe not. Not in this film. not on this film. I think at the end of the day, this is a film aimed at the people who really enjoyed the first one. So if you enjoyed the first one, I think you will walk away going, that was a good sequel. I had an enjoying time watching it, but there will be stuff that you definitely did not enjoy from it. I can guarantee you. It kind of dips, but it also kind of picks up. In conclusion, I think Deadpool 2 is a good sequel for what it is. It could have been better, could have been handled a little bit differently, but overall it has a story brief, keeps to it, it's an enjoyable time, but I will probably never watch it again unless I'm really drunk. That's just where my head's at. So personal opinion, I'd say this film is a-okay. Watch it when it gets on DVD or rent it online or what have you. That's what I'd say. I want you to give back because it's a passion thing, but also this film is not fully what I wanted and what I was aiming for. I didn't have high hopes, but I wanted it to be better than the last one, and it didn't quite nail it on the head. So take that as you will. That's just me. Deadpool 1 was my kryptonite. It kind of stopped being a lovable superhero movie and just did a comedy, and that was absolutely fine. It just didn't nail the character for me personally, but I know it nailed it for everyone. The one thing I would say to everybody out there, that this film is more American than the first one. That's what I would say about it. I think that Americans will enjoy it more than people around the world. I think that's what will probably happen here. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. So what did you guys think? If you've seen it, let me know. I kind of want to see what everybody thinks of this one. This one in particular, just because I didn't like the first one, so I want to know what people think of the sequel. And honestly, sequels are really hard to nail on the head, and I think this one did an actual good job. It just didn't hit it on the nail head for me because of how kind of messy it got. Okay guys, well that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you're kind of in the middle about it, leave a comment and I will not get back to you. But anyway, I love you all. You're amazing. You're fantastic. You seem to be loving the new content on the channel and I'm enjoying it so much. So thank you guys so much for sending so much positive feedback. You're all fantastic and amazing, and I will see you next time. Han Solo's out next week, so I'm probably going to do a review on that, and then afterwards I'm probably going to do something a little bit smaller, because it's I've done a lot of blockbusters. I kind of want to do a small film now, just because I'm not in the mood to go to the cinema anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. But until then, make more dick jokes, and kiss Ryan Reynolds.